I was about to eat a chicken leg, but was stopped by the inmate upstairs. They told me I could only eat my own food. It turned out this was a 333-story vertical prison. Food was delivered via a platform every day. Inhabitants on each floor could only eat the food assigned to their floor. If the rules were broken, the inmates below would go hungry. But I couldn't help laughing. My pizza had been stolen, so why should I starve? The inmates upstairs comforted me, saying the traitor would definitely be punished. Seeing I still didn't stop, my cellmate on the same floor, a woman, shared her meat pie with me. Only then did I put the chicken leg back. The next day, I heard fighting sounds from upstairs. The female cellmate realized a riot had broken out upstairs. I was absolutely terrified. I didn't want to conflict with anyone. Soon the platform reached the 24th floor, and there was only a corpse on it. The next second, two fighting inmates jumped down. Before I could recover, the inmate upstairs frantically threw food down, but she was too late. The next moment, she was engulfed in flames. The female cellmate tried to put out the fire for her, but the person had already stopped breathing. Fortunately, they caught the one who ruined the food. By nightfall, the men wrapped the charred inmate in a white cloth, according to their rules, then threw her down. With a violent impact, the corpse was shattered into pieces. Soon the third day arrived, and the platform descended to the 24th floor. I finally got to eat pizza. After that, our food was never ruined again. Life ushered in a brief peace. The female cellmate would cut my hair. In return, I would share my food with her. We danced together. The happy time passed in a flash. I couldn't sleep that night because we would switch floors the next day. When I woke up the next morning, I was completely desperate. We had been assigned to the 180th floor. There was almost no food on this floor. Sure enough, when the food platform arrived, it was empty. In the days that followed, I could still survive on my fat, but the female cellmate had to endure hunger. As time went on, my body developed problems, and I couldn't get out of bed anymore. The female cellmate kept encouraging me, telling me not to give up hope. I was extremely grateful to her, but I could only accompany her this far. She would have to go on alone next. If you were locked in this vertical prison, would you follow food rules or eat someone else's food?
I excitedly took the brand new military uniform, but I saw someone else's name on the collar. I returned the uniform, but the officer just tore off the name tag. He told me the workers had made a mistake. My doubts were finally dispelled. I didn't notice at all that there were many more name tags under the table.
And these so-called new uniforms
Actually came from soldiers on the battlefield. After they sacrificed their lives, their clothes and boots would be stripped off, packed and sent to the rear. Then female workers would clean them thoroughly. They would sew up the bullet holes on the clothes, but there were too many uniforms, and the name tags were often forgotten to be removed. During the principal's impassioned speech, the students threw away their books excitedly. They were full of joy, ready to march to the battlefield. But soon our smiles faded away. The French artillery fire kept coming relentlessly. I delayed putting on my gas mask because I was helping my comrades. The captain noticed this scene. He advised me not to be foolishly kind. This was my first day in the army. Contrary to what I had imagined, the first task after we reached the trenches was to scoop out the accumulated water with our steel helmets. I was assigned to stand guard at night, but I wasn't afraid at all. Instead, I excitedly loaded the bullets into the gun. At that time, I didn't realize at all that the flash from the muzzle had already exposed my position. A bullet whizzed towards me. Fortunately, the steel helmet on my head blocked the bullets for me. Suddenly, a signal flare rose into the sky. Immediately afterwards, the French army launched a fierce attack. I quickly hid in the bunker. At that moment, I was trembling all over. I regretted my decision to join the army. When I woke up again, everything around me was in utter chaos. I was lucky enough to survive, but my comrades around me were not so fortunate. Corpses were everywhere as far as the eye could see. I received an order from my superior to collect the name tags of the fallen soldiers. While searching, I accidentally stepped on a pair of glasses. A sense of unease welled up in my heart immediately. I strode forward to check. To my shock, I found my deceased good friend. It was also on this day that I finally understood the true origin of my military uniform. After 2 years of baptism by the flames of war, I became a seasoned veteran. Upon receiving the order to attack, I rushed towards the French trenches without hesitation. Even when people around me fell, I didn't pause for a moment. I just kept charging forward with my head down. Soon the French front line collapsed under our attack. To my surprise, the enemy's food supply was actually so abundant. Looking at the table full of delicacies, we began to gobble them up greedily. Suddenly the table started to shake. Even the rats scurried away in panic. I sensed that something was wrong. I immediately stood up and went out to check. Through the dense fog, I could see several huge iron boxes approaching. I froze instantly. Bullets could not stop the tanks from advancing. Soon, the tanks launched a counterattack. The German soldiers were instantly routed. They began to flee in disarray. Faced with such a disastrous defeat, the German government finally signed the armistice agreement. Just when I thought I could finally go home, an officer, driven by his own selfish interests, ordered an attack 1 hour before the armistice took effect. At this moment, I was already completely numb. Like a walking corpse, I charged towards the enemy positions again. In the end, I still failed to return to Germany.